I got the role, I think, you know, Rob had seen me in a clip of another film that I'd done, Across the Universe. He then asked if I would put myself on a tape, you know, just an audition tape. So I was filming a film called The Other Berlin Girl at the time, so I was kind of stuck out in the middle of kind of rural England somewhere, you know, running around trying to find anyone with a camcorder. And yeah, and I literally kind of just put myself on tape, you know, I just filmed myself kind of talking into the camera. And I sent it off, you know, thinking it was probably one of the worst audition tapes ever made. And yeah, Rob saw the tape and kind of, you know, I guess saw something in that work of art that I created in my hotel room. And yeah, just called me, and we met up and had breakfast and sort of talked about it from there. Yeah, he's just a very kind of average, straight down the line kind of student at MIT, who really kind of has a slight awakening when he realizes that, you know, he hasn't really done anything in his life other than kind of succeed academically, and, you know, and starts to wonder what that kind of means to him and who that makes him as a person, I guess. And at the same time, he's trying to raise money to go to Harvard Medical School, which is where he's trying to get into, you know, and is approached or headhunted, I guess, by his college professor, because he's so gifted in, you know, mathematically minded and, you know, brilliant with numbers. So he's asked to kind of join this blackjack, you know, underground organisation that's happening at his college, and he really sees it at that point as a way of earning money to kind of, you know, raise the money for his tuition fees. But really, it's the kind of experience that he takes on, which really kind of succeeds him in the end, I think. I spent two weeks in Vegas before we started shooting, and hung out with Jeff Ma, who the story is very much based on events that kind of happened in his life. So yeah, you know, he kind of took me under his wing, and we kind of went out and just, you know, indulged in Vegas life, and yeah, I think he just corrupted me more than anything, and we just had a great time and became very good friends. And, you know, he had so many stories to tell me, and I had so many questions to ask him, and, you know, it was great. And a lot of there was other MIT students as well who came onto the set, and it really felt like a kind of collaborative kind of experience. That, you know, we were pleased to have them around, and they were pleased that we were making this film. I have a love-hate relationship with it, I think. You know, it's such an incredible place. It's like, it's out there. Like, it's nothing we don't have anything like this back in England. You know, Brighton Pier doesn't quite qualify. So, you know, it's just completely outer-worldly to me. And I enjoyed it a lot when I first got here. You know, we went pretty wild when we first arrived. But, you know, spending a month and a half in Vegas is pretty heavy going, you know. So yeah, I was ready to leave, certainly, but I had such a great time. But it's hard because, you know, if you lived here, maybe it'd be a completely different story, but we were visitors who were here for a very long period of time. So we couldn't escape the kind of casino lifestyle. You know?
You know, Jim, about a year ago, or two, you were not even on the radar of consciousness of the mass media in terms of an actor.
Yeah.
You just came out of nowhere. How did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what happened, really. Yeah, it was really Julie Taymor who, you know, found me for her film Across the Universe. You know, and it was just, you know, she just saw me. There was open call auditions that they were doing all over, you know, all over England and in America too. So, you know, she saw me. She took a big risk in casting me in her film. You know, where you're right. I mean, you know, I wasn't known to anybody. So, you know, she really sort of believed in what she saw. You know, she doesn't kind of compromise her ideas. You know, and that's what's so great about Julie. So yeah, it was that really that kind of launched everything, I think.
Is it difficult to keep both feet on the ground when you're having such amazing success all of a sudden?
No, I mean, people always ask me that. You know, I mean, it really isn't. I really, you know, I am who I am and have been for all my life, and I really don't feel that anything's going to change me. You know, I mean, obviously you're changing all the time. You know, just the pure nature of experience, you know, makes you learn and you grow or whatever. But, you know, I don't suddenly feel I'm going to turn into some like demanding monster. You know. I just don't think like that.
Have you met some in the business?
I have, yes. And they're normally the kind of lesser known people as well. It's, you know, all these great people, these huge actresses and Hollywood, you know, movie stars, are never like that in my experience. and it's certainly other people that can be.
Did you work on the American accent thing?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'd never done an American accent before, so yeah, I think we didn't have too long a time really before we started rolling the cameras and before the film was coming to life. So I worked with a dialect coach and just slowly realised how bad my American accent was, and I really had to kind of keep my ears open and listen hard.